Hello there. I'd like to have a go at a script, taking turns reading the script, understanding the vocabulary and reading the script, and then try to act out a little bit of the script. See how that goes. So please join me. It's the story about the two men running away to Florida to escape from a gang because they witnessed a murder. Some like it hot. So first of all, I'd like to speak about it and see what it's all about and ask if anybody's seen it, and then we'll try and act out a scene. It's got Jack Lemmon, Tony Curtis, and the very famous Marilyn Monroe. It's a classic old film, a kind of comedy, but good for vocabulary. Lots of interesting words. There's a gangster, Spats Colombo, George Raft. Hi there, Furkan. Do you remember that we were reading this before?
No, I haven't joined that class before.
Okay. But do you know the film?
Which movie?
Some Like It Hot.
Sorry, I don't know that movie.
Okay. Well, it would be good to get some kind of overview of the whole thing, because that's always the best place to start. Someone's playing a saxophone, I see. So actually the two stars, the two men, are in trouble. They're out of work, they don't have much money, they owe lots of money to people, and they need to run away because they are being chased by a gang in Chicago. So they take a job with a band. It's their only chance to escape, to catch this train. The problem is that it's an all-girl band, and so they either had to face the music or face all of the problems of the gangsters in Chicago, or they had to somehow join an all-girl band and run away on the train. Well, they decided that they would dress up. So they dress up as women and they get going and they're on the train. So lots of funny things happen, and it's basically just a comedy based around this situation of the band. Who have you heard of from the cast? Have you heard of Marilyn Monroe?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've heard of Marilyn Monroe. Have you heard of Tony Curtis? Jack Lemmon?
Yeah, Tony Curtis.
Tony Curtis is the woman there, and so is Jack Lemmon here. The bass player is Jack Lemmon. There you can see the all-girl band going to Florida to work in a hotel around there, and the two of them are here. If you notice that picture, if I look at that picture, you can see something very strange about the bass. Can you have a look at the bass there? Whoops, just a moment. see if I can see that picture. No, what's wrong with it? Just a moment. I'm used to Google Chrome, because in Google Chrome you can just quickly get the image. There's bullet holes in that bass guitar. Do you know the name of that instrument? Does anybody know the name of the instrument that Marilyn Monroe is playing there?
No.
I thought you might not know it, because it's a, well, it's a kind of, it's not a guitar. It's too small. It's a ukulele.
Oh, I heard that, but by just looking that I cannot figure it out what it is.
Well, what I'd like to do is have a go at some scripts and see if we can make them sound good. So we need to first of all have a look at the script and then see who's who. So this is before they join the band. Now, before they join the band, they go into a funeral parlour, nightclub. It's not really a funeral parlour. Because at this time in North America, in the States, there was the Prohibition. Does anybody know what the Prohibition was?
No, what was the prohibition?
If something was prohibited, and in the Prohibition years, what was?
It's not allowed.
Band?
Yeah, what was not allowed? It wasn't dancing was allowed. Drinking coffee was allowed, but drinking alcohol was not allowed. And this is called the Prohibition. So lots of people were illegally drinking alcohol and selling it. And so we have a kind of place which is pretending to be a funeral parlour. So first of all, I'd like to read the intro there. So Furkan, could you read that intro to see what it says?
Okay. It looks legitimate enough, with potted palms, urns, and funeral statuary. A harmless grey-haired man is playing the organ with appropriate feeling. Daintily arranging a funeral spray is the proprietor himself.
The
proprietor himself, M.R. Mozzarella.
Oh, Mr. That's Mr. Yeah.
Oh, and I see them, they're both capitalized. Mr. Mozzarella, his heavyweight build, bashed nose, and cauliflower ears don't quite jibe with his morning.
Yeah, that's like go with. It's a kind of colloquial word, because these are gangsters, you see.
Yeah.
So that's why they've thrown that word in there. And cauliflower ear. Do you know what a cauliflower ear is?
No.
Something that sometimes boxers get. What does a cauliflower look like? If you look at a cauliflower and imagine that somebody's ear looks like the white part of the cauliflower, it's injured and deformed in some way, all shrunken. So his heavyweight build and bashed in nose, he had a big nose with a broken part in it, and his ears had been damaged as well, so he doesn't look like he really belongs in a funeral parlour. Okay.
Jibe with his morning coat, striped pants, ascot, and carnation. Dusting one of the marble angels is another funeral director in the same somber uniform.
Yeah, what does that word somber mean?
Like lament or great depressing thing. Grief.
Yeah, a bit sad and serious, befitting the occasion for a funeral. Now, this funeral parlour is not really a funeral parlour. Do you have any ideas about what it is the front for? It's a kind of fronting something which is illegal. What is really going to be inside there, do you think?
Maybe it's for the prohibition of the alcohol.
It's for drinking alcohol, so it's a kind of bar. But of course, it has to be secret. So why does it have to be secret?
Because it's illegal.
Yeah, and if the police knew about it, what would they do?
They will get arrested.
Yeah, and actually the police already do know about it, because one police informant tipped off the police about it. So Mulligan is a policeman, and he's actually going there. So Mulligan, when we see his name, Mulligan enters, he is the chief of police. So this place is ready for some kind of problem just now. So we've got Mozzarella and Mulligan, and the green text is the narrator. So the words which are not in green are the actual words. So we have, "Good evening, sir. I come to the old lady's funeral. I don't believe I've seen you at any of our services before." And so we need a kind of narrator, but when it's in brackets, then it's just giving a clue as to how you read, "with grave sympathy. Good evening, sir," or something. He's sympathetic, pretending it's a funeral. So we've got two people in this one, and just really Mozzarella and Mulligan. So let's see who can try this one. So who do you fancy being, Firkin? Do you see yourself as one of the criminals, or do you want to be the police chief?
Criminals.
Criminals, okay. Gary, will you try to be the police chief? Can you do that for us, Gary? You could be Mulligan, the policeman, the chief of police. I haven't heard you on the mic today, Gary. Are you okay on the mic today? What about Manel? Manel, are you there?
Yes.
Ah, now you don't sound like a chief of police, but you can be.
Okay.
You can try it and see if you can do your best at being the chief of police, okay? So you are Mulligan.
Okay.
Now, let me post the link as well. So this one is... I'll post the link to... Just check out your words and get ready to say them. Maybe load the page. Try and load the page. I know it's a problem sometimes loading pages when we've started. It takes a while sometimes. So I've got it on the screen as well. And I'll try and keep control of the screen here. So it starts with the gangster, Mozzarella, because he's really just fronting the gang. And Mulligan is the chief of police. So Firkin, you are Mozzarella. So is everybody ready to go? Are we ready to make the first run at this, Manel?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay then. So let's start. Over to you.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
I come to the old lady's funeral.
I don't believe I've seen you at any of our service before.
That's because I've been on the wagon.
Please.
Where are they? Oh, I'm sorry. Where are they holding the wake? I'm supposed to be one of the pallbearers.
Show the gentleman to the chapel, cave number 3.
And I say, "This way, sir." And so actually this is just the coming in. This is just coming in the front entrance. That's very easy. But, you know, that was good. But I think the reason it wasn't perfect is that we don't know all the words and what's happening here. So to really act this out properly, we have to understand some of the vocabulary and what's happening. So the whole situation is we're going in the front entrance. Only the front entrance looks like a funeral parlour, and there's a secret door into the speakeasy, the place where we can drink. So tell me anything you don't understand. For example, do you understand that's because I've been on the wagon? He's not speaking about a wagon, a horse and cart, or something like that? What is because I've been on the wagon?
Investigation.
This is an idiom, on the wagon.
He had a lot of work.
It means that he hasn't been drinking alcohol. So Mulligan is actually pushing it a bit. He's being a bit cheeky. He doesn't like these gangsters, and he always uses aggressive words to them. And so really, the whole idea of the entrance is you are supposed to be respecting the dead and very serious and somber, and not speaking about alcohol. So he says, I don't believe I've seen you at any of our services before, so Mozzarella is a little bit suspicious of him. And Mulligan probably shouldn't say this because he wants to make sure he gets in, but he still pushes a bit. He says, that's because I've been on the wagon. If you've been on the wagon, it means you've been abstaining from alcohol, not drinking. And that's why he says, please, meaning, please don't speak about alcohol out here. You know, we have to be careful. Wait till you get inside. And then he says, where are they holding the wake? Meaning, where is it? Where's it all happening? A wake. What is a wake?
I don't know.
Well, if it's a noun, it's where it's a kind of service for somebody who's died before the funeral, where you sometimes there's a coffin there. It depends on each religion. We don't have it, but in Ireland sometimes the Catholics have it, where there's a wake. People come and visit and pay their last respects to the dead people. And a pallbearer is the person who carries, one of the people who carries it. So now they go off to, if I go here, to the speakeasy. So the next one is the speakeasy. Whoops, taking a while to connect. Let's see if I can get it here. Yeah, everything's murderous connection in this Hangouts.
You should change your website's host, because I think your host has a problem with connections.
Maybe, yeah. It's up and down. Sometimes it's like a rocket, really fast, and sometimes I'm going click, 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 and it's just very fast, loading databases and everything. But yeah, I think so. It seems to be doing something. I have to investigate it because it really doesn't like Hangouts. Yeah, don't know why. Seems to conflict with something. Right, so that one I'm still waiting to come in. So we're looking for what happens when they get inside. They're inside the actual. Let me post right. Speakeasy.it. Let's see if I can get it on here. Oh, sorry. Just a moment. Let's have another go. Oh gosh. It's all just going to pot here. Ah, I've got something on my screen anyway. So I will be the narrator, and I'll set the scene, and you two carry on as the Mulligan, the police inspector, the chief of police, and we need a waiter too. Let's see how much waiter we've got. Waiter and Mulligan. Well, it seems like we've got a few people here. Let's see. So, Grandma must have been quite a person, because she left a lot of condoling friends behind, and they are holding a very lively wake. The chapel is jumping. So I'm going to ask one of you to read that one for me, and let's check that we know all of the vocabulary, because this is really full of vocabulary that's interesting to learn. So, Atyar, are you in the room?
Me? Hi.
Alice, okay, Alice, hi. Where are you from, Alice?
Um, I'm from Slovakia.
Okay. Have you heard of this film or this script about Some Like It Hot?
Not really, and I just want to ask, can you hear me well?
It's not very loud, actually. You can turn up if you can.
Is there no echo?
No echo, no. A little bit of background noise, just a bit of traffic or something in the background, but no real echo.
No, I don't know this story. I don't know really what you are doing now.
Well, we're going to try and see if we can get a script going.
Okay.
So a script is where we have the characters. Mulligan is the chief of police.
Uh-huh.
We need a waiter. And Manel was Mulligan, and actually Firkin, I think your character has disappeared from this one, so you can change characters. So if we look down, there's no mozzarella now, so you can change to waiter.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got Mulligan and the waiter this time. But before we read on, let me just ask Alice, can you read the green narration at the top about Grandma?
I will try. Grandma must have been quite a person because she left a lot of condoling friends.
Condoling. Do you know the word condolence? My condolences.
Yes,
condolence.
People who are saying I'm sorry for what happened.
Yes.
I feel sorry. Yes?
That's right. So so condoling friends. So Grandma must have been quite a person because she left a lot of condoling friends behind, and they are holding a very lively wake.
Yeah,
In
they
fact,
like
it's
her.
more like a party.
Okay, and they are holding a very lively wake. I don't understand very likely wake.
Lively is very exciting. Lots of like a party, lively, and the wake is the kind of funeral.
Oh, okay. Funeral. Wake.
But it's not a real funeral. Because the whole thing is a fake.
Oh.
You know, because it's based in the US in the Prohibition. You've just joined us. What do you know what a prohibition is? Or the Prohibition?
No, sorry.
It was when they were not allowed to drink.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
And so the whole bar with whiskey and alcohol is secret. But Mulligan is a police officer.
Yes.
Okay. So read on.
The chapel is jumping. Chapel is a place, something like a church.
Yes.
A chapel is jumping. It means people are so happy that they are jumping, or what?
Yeah, it's very lively, like a party. Yes.
Oh, okay. A small band is blaring out. I don't understand blaring.
Blaring is making a lot of noise, like blaring out is making a blare is like a blaring out is like wow, big noise, like blaring out.
Oh, it's strange because it's funeral, no?
It's very strange, but the front door looked like a funeral, but now they're inside the.
Oh, I see. I'm getting into it. Okay. A small band is blaring out Sweet Georgia Brown. Is it a name?
That's the name of a tune. It's a very famous tune, actually. I think if I sing it, if I make the tune, you might have heard of it. It's something like do 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 do. Bum 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 ba da da dee da da da. Sweet Georgia Brown.
Nice.
It's a kind of jazz tune from that time in Chicago, and so the musicians are not the slick. Read on there.
Slick. What does it mean?
Slick is like you know when everyone's a bit very too smart and very slick is very like elegant but maybe very well dressed.
Okay, they are not slick. Well fed. I cannot see the article anymore.
instrumentalists. I'll
Well,
post this link as well, which I hope it opens, but I know it's a problem.
well, oops, I cannot see.
Try and open the link as well if you can. I know it's slow sometimes.
It is very slow.
Okay.
But if you are much further, then I just can listen to you.
All right then. Well, we're just starting this. That's okay. Let me ask if somebody else can see it very clearly. Andre, are you there?
Oh, now
Andre?
I can see the game.
Okay,
No.
try a bit more then.
Okay, not again, not. Sorry, I don't know
Oh
why.
dear.
Sorry.
I'll read it through, and then you try to load the page while I read it, and then you might be able to read it after me.
Oh yes,
So-
I got it. It's loaded.
Good.
Okay, the musicians are not the sick, well-fed instrumentalists, well-fed. What does it mean?
Well fed, it means they've been given a lot of food, good food.
Oh, okay. Instrumentalists, like musicians,
Yeah.
you would find in Guy Lombardo's band. They have all been through the
They've all been through the ringer. Do you know what the ringer is?
No.
My grandmother had one, but my mother used one once, but she never had one because they kind of went. They're not used now. They're when you wash clothes by hand and you want to dry the clothes, there's a kind of wheel with a handle, and you turn the handle, and two wooden cylinders press the clothes, and the clothes are squeezed very tightly to get dry. So if you imagine a person goes through this machine, they look really like they're in a bad way.
It's like, okay.
So if they look like they've been through the ringer, it means that they don't look like they're in a very good state. They
Okay.
look a bit rough.
All right. And so they are
Threadbare tuxedos. Do you know what a tuxedo is?
I don't even know what threadbare is. Sorry.
Thread is something with a needle and thread. You make your clothes. Threadbare means it's worn out. Threadbare. Bare is without. No
All
thread.
right.
So threadbare is like it's worn out.
Okay. And tuxedos?
A tuxedo is a kind of like a dinner jacket. It's very formal.
Okay. On the stamp-sized dance floor, 6 girls in abbreviated costumes are doing
a frenetic Charleston. Frenetic is what is frenetic?
No idea.
Frenetic is like frantic. Frenetic is a bit very excited, purposeful, and energetic. So it's a kind of dance called a Charleston, which was quite famous in the 1920s. The Charleston. Okay, and interesting word. What do they mean abbreviated? So the word abbreviated there is quite poetic, but what do they mean, an abbreviated costume? 6 girls in abbreviated costumes. What do you think that kind of things are they wearing?
Short and
Yeah, maybe like a mini skirt, but that hasn't been invented yet.
so maybe a short dress.
Very short, yes, showing legs, I think. Abbreviated costumes. So read on where it says crowded.
Where are we?
We're reading the narration at the top, and right now we've read this
Oh, thank you.
here, and now crowded here. Alice, are you there? Okay, so crowded around the small tables, mourners in black armbands are drowning their sorrows in whatever they drink out of from their coffee cups, whatever they're drinking out of their coffee cups. So what is a mourner? Anybody?
A person who mourns, mourning.
Yeah, and what is that?
In a funeral, who is the person responsible with the funeral, maybe?
Yeah, so there's a kind of homophone there, mourning, mourners. Mourning, mourning. Mourning is a verb to show respect for people, or feel sad and respectful of people who have died, dressed in black. Here's a kind of...
Someone that is very close to the family.
Probably they're pretending to be close to a family, but actually nobody's died. So, drowning sorrows. If somebody says, "Let's drown our sorrows," what is that idiom about?
Let's forget.
Well, it's related to alcohol. That's where the drown comes. Drowning your sorrows is drink and forget.
Forgetting bad ideas, or
Just forget the bad situation. You know, try to relax and forget about the problems. Drown your sorrows. So, and they're pretending to drink coffee. So, Mulligan is the police chief. Is Mulligan still in the room? I think she's gone. No, Manel, are you still Mulligan?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go. And Firkin is waiter, and you are Mulligan.
Well, if you gotta go, this is the way to do it.
Yeah, you've got to say something like, well, if you've got to go, this is the way to do it. You know, like, wow. It's a kind of wow. Because he's saying, he knows it's not really a funeral, and so he's saying, well, if you've got to go, this is the way to do it. Wow, you know, like that.
Okay.
And so let's go on again now. So Firkin.
Yeah. What'll it be, sir?
Booze.
Sorry, sir. We only serve coffee.
Coffee?
Scotch coffee, Canadian coffee, sour mash coffee.
Make it scotch. Demetus with a little soda on the side. Haven't you got another poo?
Pew.
Not so
A pew is a
close to
kind
the
of
back.
seat. You know, a pew is a religious seat, like in a church, a pew. Not so close to the band, yeah.
Okay. Haven't you got another poo? Not so close to the band? How about that one?
Sorry, sir. That's reserved for members of the immediate family.
And I'll be the drunk. Hey, I want another cup of coffee. I want another cup of coffee.
Better bring a check now, in case the joint gets raided.
Who's going to raid a funeral?
Some people got no respect for the dead.
Okay, now we've got the two main characters coming in. So actually, if we do it, if this picks off and we can do some more of this, then Jerry and Joe are the two main characters in the whole thing. These are the two stars, the two men, Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis. So Jerry and Joe. So we need a Jerry and we need a Joe now. Let's see if we've got anybody. Who's going to be Jerry or Joe? Just this,
Me?
just now. Yeah. So, Aina, did you say? Yeah. You can be Jerry, but you're actually a man. But you can be Jerry because
Well,
Jerry's pretending to be a
That doesn't
woman.
matter.
No, it doesn't matter at all. And we can change the parts. We won't get stuck to the parts. So I need a Joe now. Andre, can you be Joe?
Me, teacher.
Yeah, okay. You can be a Joe. Okay? So Jerry, off you go.
Say, Joe, tonight's the night, isn't it?
I will say,
So let's get this like let's do this something like say Joe, tonight's the night, isn't it? I'll say, I mean we get paid tonight, don't we? So when we've got this question tag, it's something like say Joe, tonight's the night, isn't it? I'll say, I mean we get paid tonight, don't we? let's go through that again and go to there. And so, Jerry, off you go.
Say, Joe, tonight's the night, isn't it?
I will say,
I mean, we get paid tonight, don't we?
yeah, oh,
Good.
Because I lost a feeling in my back tooth. I got to go to the dentist tomorrow.
dentist, we have been out for 4 months, and you want to blow your first week's pay on your teeth.
Yeah, look, when you have to act, when you read this, Joe, you have to be quite shocked and surprised because you think, you know, you've got some money now and you're going to have a good time. So you say, dentist? We've been out of work for 4 months and you want to blow your first week's pay on your teeth? Like what? So can you read it again, Joe, that line?
Dentist, we have been out for 4 months, and you want to be below your first week's pay on your teeth.
It's
Yeah.
just... Can I?
Yeah, go on, go on.
It's just a little inlay. It doesn't even have to be gold.
How can you be so selfish? We own Black Ren. We are in for 89 bags to more delicatessen. We are being sued by 3 Chinese stores because our check bounced at the laundry. We have borrowed money from every girl in the line.
Okay, just a moment, Joe. Let me do that one again, that line, Joe. So, how can you be so selfish? We owe back rent. We're in for 89 bucks to Moe's Delicatessen. We're being sued by 3 Chinese lawyers because our check bounced at the laundry. We've borrowed money from every girl in the line. Okay, so Jerry, on you go.
You're right, Joe.
Of course I am.
First thing tomorrow, we are going to pay everybody a little something on account.
No, we are not.
We are not?
First thing tomorrow we are going out to the dog track and put the whole bundle on this lighting.
You are going to bet my money on a dog?
It is a show, and I got the word from Max the waiter, his brother-in-law, and the electrician who wears the rabbit.
What are you giving me with the rabbit?
Pulling from a shit out of pocket. Look at those votes. 10-1. If he wins, we can beat everybody.
But suppose he loses?
What are you worried about? This job
Worried
is going
about? What are you worried about?
What you worried about? This is going to last a long time.
But suppose it doesn't?
Jerry, boy, why do you have to paint everything so black? Suppose you get hit by a truck. Suppose that the stock market crashes.
Right, okay, good. Let me read the narration now. So, you know, they're going to get their first money, and Joe wants to just gamble with it to try to make more money, and maybe they don't do very well out of it. So Jerry, slapping the bass, that's the dum 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 dum, the instrument, is no longer listening. His eyes have strayed to Mulligan, sitting at his table and puffing on the cigar. So these two are speaking on the stage, playing music, and now Jerry starts noticing Mulligan puffing on the cigar, and it's not drawing too well. What is that word drawing there? Who knows what that means? It's not drawing too well. The cigar.
No.
Can anybody help me with that word? It's not drawing too well. Because he's not using a pencil drawing, is he? And he's not pulling it, but he's pulling it, a kind of pulling it. You know, if you're puffing on the cigar, drawing is the puffing, pulling in the air, pulling. And it's not pulling very well. Mulligan reaches under his coat. So let's ask somebody to read this about Mulligan reaches under his coat. Is there anybody who isn't reading at all at the moment? Who was Joe and Jerry? We've got everybody. So Mulligan reaches under his coat, unpins his Department of Justice badge from his vest, and using the pin of the shining badge, he pokes a hole in the wet end of the cigar. Jerry has stopped playing and is watching Mulligan's operation with morbid fascination. And Joe, completely unaware, continues talking. So the raid is about to happen because Mulligan is getting his police badge on. Okay, so Joe.
Yes.
Are you still there, Joe?
Yes, teacher.
So read this then. Suppose Mary Pickford divorces Douglas Fairbanks.
Suppose Mary Pickford divorces Douglas Fairbanks.
Hey, Joe.
Suppose Lake overflows.
Michigan, yeah.
Michigan overflows.
Don't look now, but the whole town is underwater.
Yeah, so he nods towards Mulligan. Hey, look at Mulligan over there. Joe looks off there, and then, without a word, they both start packing their instruments because they can see that the raid is going to start, the police raid is going to start. Mulligan pins the badge back on and checks his wristwatch. Right, so Mulligan is here.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Now louder.
Okay. 4, 3, 2, 1.
No, that bit's soft to yourself because you're just looking at your watch, waiting for the other policeman to come in. But now you say this to everybody. Ready?
Okay. Alright, everybody, this is Rain. I'm a federal agent and you're all under arrest.
I want another cup of coffee.
Okay.
So now you say, you speak to the gangster. We need a gangster, so I think Firkin has to take over Spats now. So
Okay.
Firkin, you're Spats now. So Mulligan, you speak to the big gangster leader, Spats Colombo, and you say, okay, Spats, the services are over, let's go. So you say, Mulligan, you come in, you say that, let's go. So here we are again, here.
Okay, Spats, the services are over. Let's go.
Go where?
A little country club we run for retired bootleggers. I'm gonna put your name up for membership.
I never joined nothing.
You like it there. I'll have the prison tailor fit you with a pair of special spats.
Big joke. What's the rap this time?
Blaming people with coffee, 86 proof.
Embalming. What is that? Have you seen that word before? Embalming people with coffee.
No.
It's
No,
you know the pharaohs in the pyramids were embalmed. It's kind of preserving people.
Oh.
So he's dipping them in alcohol, and so he's using this word as a kind of joke. Embalming people with coffee, meaning the coffee. Look, and this. Where do you see 86 proof or 86% proof? What does that mean? The word 80-something% proof or 45% proof. Where do you see that? You see it on alcohol, on bottles, to measure the strength.
Oh.
So beer might be 4.5% proof, but 86% proof is really, really incredibly strong, but I don't know anything that strong, but it's very strong liquor. So Spats, here you go.
Me? I'm just a customer here.
Very good. Listen to that. Me? If somebody, he's denying it, you see. That was really good. Really good part, Spats. Me? I'm just a customer here. Okay, Mulligan.
Come on, Spats. We know you own this joint. Mozzarella is just fronting for you.
Mozzarella? Never heard of him.
We got different information.
From who? Toothpick Charlie, maybe?
Toothpick Charlie? Never heard of him.
So he picks up Spatz's glass and sniffs it. You know, sniff is to smell something with your nose, like taking air with your nose to smell it, sniff, like a dog does. Sniffs it suspiciously. And henchmen we've got now. So one of the big men, big, strong bodyguard kind of men, Buttermilk. And so Mulligan.
All right, on your feet.
You're wasting the taxpayers' money.
If you want to, you can call your lawyer.
There are my lawyers, all Harvard's men.
Yeah, okay, so we've got a raid now, and that's it. The whole joint was raided. It's called a joint. And let's have a look through, just check some of the vocab. So here's a word that's quite interesting, winces. Who's seen that word before? Wince. Who can tell me what it might mean? So the waiter moves off, Mulligan sips, or sip. Let's start with that one, sips. Sips from the cup. Who can describe an action of sipping from a cup?
Leaving the cup on the table. No.
No, you can lift it. You know, sometimes you can lift up your glass of wine or coffee or something and sip. But sip, can you give me another word about drinking which is not sipping? And can you tell me what sipping is?
Is sipping that you are drinking just a bit, maybe because it's hot?
Yeah, very delicately sometimes, like, and quite politely, and not gulping it down. You know, a gulp.
Yeah.
Like blowing, isn't it?
Well, you could, if it's very hot, you would blow on it a little bit first, but a sip is very much just pulling it through your lips, but not really opening your mouth wide and guzzling it or gulping.
Okay.
Yes, if you take a gulp, it's like, you know, sometimes you tip your head back, down the hatch, they sometimes say, down the hatch. And it all goes down in one, whoosh. That's not sipping. Sipping is how the Queen might drink tea. So wincing, what is wincing? Why is he wincing? It's a kind of facial expression, wincing.
I don't know.
He's kind of screwing his face up. Like, you know, like this. Probably it's very strong or very rough.
Like distorting his face?
Yeah, his face, he's pulling a face of slight anguish or displeasure. Wincing. Okay, and then we've got the rest of that is clear, I think. And then we move down. Okay, and to blow. Who can tell me? Yes, but it's spending. But what's the feeling of this? You want to blow your first week's
I'm wasting it.
wasting? Yeah, it's wasting your money.
Like something nonsense.
Yeah, wasting it on some nonsense. That's right. You want to blow your first week's pay on your teeth? He's actually being quite sensible, really, but Joe doesn't like it. An inlay, yeah. You know, what kind of dental work can you have? There's two main categories of dental work. One word I want for taking out the tooth, and one word for repairing a tooth. So, can anybody give me a word for pulling out a tooth? One word.
Extract.
Yes, and the noun.
Extraction.
Yeah, and what noun would be for repairing, taking out the bad part with a drill, and then putting something inside the hole to fix it. Filling. Yeah. So I went to the dentist and I had a filling. I know a dentist joke about the time of a dental appointment. Who can understand my joke about going to the dentist and the time of the appointment is 2:30? When are you going to the dentist? 2:30? Because it sounds like tooth hurty.
Ah, okay, now.
Yeah, 2:30. So let's see what else we've got there. Whoops, have I lost it off the screen? Yeah, I have to. If I click everything in the wrong order, it goes off the screen. So I put it back. So yeah, I've done it again. I can never get the hang of this. Just a moment. So I have to go first to there, and then back to there, and then to there, and then there, and then there. Right.
Now it's on.
Okay. So, and to be sued. Who's heard that? A verb with a girl's name, sued, being sued. Who can explain that one?
I know that one, but
It's like a lawyer is following you to pay an amount of money, maybe.
Yeah, some kind of compensation, or lots more than compensation, lots of money to be paid because you've done something wrong. Yeah. And then they want to go and give a lot of people money that they owe. Jerry is the sensible one. First thing tomorrow, we're going to pay everybody a little something on account. Joe is the more reckless one. No, we're not. We're not. First thing tomorrow, we're going to the dog track and put the whole bundle on Greased Lightning. What is Greased Lightning?
dog's name?
Dog's name, yes. You're going to bet the whole lot on a dog? He's a sure thing. He's a shoe-in, or a dead cert, we might say here. He's a dead cert. He's a sure thing. So he got a tip. Now, I got the word from Max the waiter. It could have been a tip, but a tip could be money paid to the waiter, or a little bit of information, a tip. So, let's move on. I think we've got it all. He's drawing on his cigar, and then the raid starts, and they finally catch up with Spats Colombo. The rap, yes, that's a kind of informal word here. Here it means what are you accusing me of? Embalming people with coffee. So now the funeral parlour at night. Let's go see if I can get that one up. Funeral parlour at night. Whoa, chung 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 chung. Let's see.
I must leave. Bye bye.
See you then. See you later.
See you later.
Ah, this isn't even formatting right. So, yeah. So I think what I'll do is just have a look at some of these words that we've already met here. Actually, I'd like to just see if we understand these words here, because this is essential to the story. So, about how the police first get involved chasing a gang of people who are transporting some booze. So let's see if we can just spend the last 3 minutes just picking on a few words from the text here. Furkan, if you're still here, you're good at this. I'll expand it a bit. See if you can find a good word on this text to try to make us guess.
I get it. There are some words that I don't know.
I'll do the first one then. The first one is people who are paying their respect to dead people and being mourners. Yeah. Okay. So you can do the next one.
Okay. This is talking with a very low voice.
Talking in a kind of low voice.
Yeah, pretty low voice.
Maybe I I can't see it yet, but is it clearly talking or talking so that we can hardly hear you? Low in volume or low in tone?
Yeah, low in volume.
Yeah. Who knows any words for talking low in a low volume so that people might not hear you?
Yeah, whisper.
To talk silently?
Yeah, whisper.
Whisper or mumble. Mumble or whisper. Yeah. So, can anybody else do a word from the text? I find one as well. The next one will be a box that they put you in when you're dead.
Casket or coffin.
Coffin, yes. It's not the cough that carries you off, it's the coffin they carry you off in. The coffin, yes. Any last one to finish with? And a kind of noise.
Noise.
Like a motor vehicle's alarm to tell people that you're... Horn, yeah. And the name of the noise rather than the device. Honking. Okay, so I'll try and see if I can preload some of these scripts and try to, when we get into it a bit, if we try it again, we'll try again, see if we can read it and you know, make it sound good. It sounded pretty good actually sometimes. It sounded quite good. I think you did well, Furkan. You did some gangster stuff. You suit yourself. You seem to be suited as a gangster. I see you've got your hood up. You're a hoodie. But yeah. All right. See you later then.
Bye.